Hello,
So,
everyone.
yes. Thank you. Yes.
Shall we
Yeah.
start?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes,
Hello. Good
your
morning.
your voice is clear, Subhangi. Please proceed.
Okay, sir. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Shubhangi Amle. I am a research scholar from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. On the behalf of Indian Research Scholars Association, I welcome you all on this virtual platform. The topic of today's session is the quest for paradigm and mindset shift from the military industrial complex to the humanitarian life savior complex. For delivering the lecture, we have an eminent speaker, Professor Mammo Muchi sir. Sir is a professor in Tshwane University of Technology, uh, Pretoria, South Africa. Now, I invite President of Indian Business Scholars Association, Mr. Vikas Kumar sir, for welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
1 minute.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, uh, Subhangi madam. So first of all, I would like to welcome and also thanks to the all executive committee members of the Indian Research Scholars Association, such a great initiative. And I would like to also welcome an eminent scholar on the field of the innovation, economics, and several diverse topics who have expertise, Professor Muchi, sir. So you're most welcome, sir, for
Thank
accepting
you.
our invitation. And really, it is a great privilege and honor for the Indian Research Scholars Association and all the scholars who have joined from the several parts of the India. So I hope that after this lecture, we will enhance our knowledge on the humanities and military paradigms which has delivered by which will have delivered by Professor Mammo sir. So I would like to also thanks and welcome to Professor KJ Joseph and Professor Lakbinder Singh sir, because though the person have given the contact number and suggested such a great personality, Professor Mama Mosi sir. So I will not take more time. So again, I would like to welcome to Professor Mama Mosi sir. Thank you, sir. You have accepted our invitation. So again, I would like to invite Ms. Subhangi for the further proceeding. Thank you so much. Over to you, Subhangi.
Thank you, Vikas sir. Before starting the lecture, I invite Ms. Manorama Kuntal for giving a brief introduction of the speaker. Over to you, Manorama.
Thank you, Ms. Shubhangi. We are deeply honored and grateful to have Professor Muchi as a chief guest for this event. Thank you so much, sir, for being here.
Thank you very much.
Professor Muchi is an eminent scholar in the science, technology, and innovation for development. He earned his doctorate in philosophy from the University of Sussex and currently serves as DST NRF Research Professor of Innovation Studies at the Institute of Economics Research and Innovation, Tshwane University of Technology, South Africa. He is also an NRF rated research professor and a fellow of the South African Academy of Sciences and the African Academy of Sciences. Professor Muchi has held academic and research positions across the globe, including at the Oxford University, Cambridge University, Amsterdam University, Jiaxing University, China, Aalborg University, Denmark, Middlesex University, UK, and the University of KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. He has been instrumental in fostering innovation studies in Africa, founding the African Globalics, Doctor Academy, and the Afrilix. He played a key role in establishing the first South African Research Chair on Innovation Studies under the South African Research Chairs Initiative. He is also the founder and chief editor of the African Journal on Science, Technology, Innovation, and Development. And he also serves as an editor or board member for multiple international journals. His research spans international political economy, innovative systems in Africa, development economics, and new technologies, with over 365 publications, including books, journal articles, and book chapters. His commitment to Africa's scientific and technological advancement continues to shape policy, research, and academic discourse, reinforcing his vision of a self reliant and united Africa through innovation and knowledge. Once again, we extend our sincere gratitude to you, sir. Thank you so much for being here with us. And now I'll over to you, Mr. Bhangi. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I request you, sir, please come to the virtual stage and enlighten us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. Let me just go to our PowerPoint.
Yeah, if it's not possible, so our technical team will share your screen, sir.
Okay, can they do it for me, please? Because my computer is a bit.
Okay, yeah. So yes, please, Subhangi madam.
It's this one.
So, sir, she has said you can start your lecture, sir. All participants, yeah, can see your PPT, sir. Yeah.
Is it on now?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. I really appreciate you all. And the Indian Scholar Association is a very good program that you have started. And I think we should have also the African Scholar Association, and then we should collaborate. We should collaborate with India, Africa, and we need to also do a conference where we really have these collaborative things. We did something like that for China, and we were able even to produce a book on the China-Africa Science, Technology, Innovation collaboration. So I think we should have similar works also. And my link to India is very strong and long. When I was a student in elementary school, there was the elementary school's name was the director was from India. His name was Mr. Joseph, and the school's name is also Sadiko Johannes. School means Johannes is in the Ethiopian language John, so he had the same name. So we had our teachers who taught us English, everything, or languages, mathematics, science, everything were from India. So we were from the early time when I was even a young boy. So the Indian connection is strong. So this is how we grew up. I just want you to know that we have a strong relationship. So let me come to this important question of how we need to create a paradigm shift and mindset shift from the military-industrial complex to the humanity lifesaver complex. I think what I like us all to know and to value and to recognize and really do is we must not hurt one another at all. Why do we need weapons? Why do we need, instruments to hurt other people? If we believe that human beings are created, if we believe, if we don't believe, I don't know, but if we believe humans are created by God, then they must be taken by the Creator. So we don't have a right to take their lives. So why do we need a military? Why do we need a police? Why do we need an army? Why do we need and all kinds of nuclear and other you know weapons and many things like industries, atomic, all kinds of things that we have created. And then why do we give Nobel Prizes to people who actually create war? For example, Henry Kissinger, attacked countries like Vietnam and others. Still, he won a Nobel Prize. I don't understand. So the world is in a difficult situation. I want a mindset shift and a paradigm shift. So what I will do today is explain this to you very, very as much as I can. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So let me try to uh, to do the best I can to facilitate this as much as possible. Is that okay? All right. So I'll start with some inspiration, and I'll give you some examples of Lifesaver philosophies. There are more, but I have taken about 4. But I should have taken more from different parts of the world. And then I also would like to explain why we should learn to appreciate difference. We must appreciate difference and celebrate our one and only one humanity. And also, how do we remove cognitive exhaustion? Our knowledge is not always rich. Sometimes it gets really, it goes down very much. So how do we also cognition, the way we come to know and understand the world, is it exhausted, or is it reliable, or is it doing the right thing? And then we need to create the all humanity in one world community day. We need a world where all humanity in one world community. Why do we need all these divisions? There are different states. There are, I don't know, nearly 200 states who are members in the United Nations. But why do we, and they declare peace, but they go to war with each other, you see, against each other. So why do we have this kind of thing? So we need to also create all one humanity education commission. We also need something new to actually create. The education side is critically important, because if we're not educated, and especially also moral intelligence and integrity, humility, sincerity, honesty is very, very important. Then all one humanity for sustainable development, re-innovation is also important. Again, we need to know how to innovate and how to develop, how to do development that actually do not make us pursue, for example, making our own interests at the expense of others, by hurting others. Why make companies that are successful, but they do it at the expense of some people losing jobs and being like that? So we need to create some new approach, a new vision, new ways, and new design, all over design about how to do it. So that's what we'd like to do. So just for you, all politics must lead the humanity lifesaver value, philosophy, and complex for all humanity to live in one world community with full safety, peace, and sustainable development, freeing all humanity from poverty, unemployment, inequality, climate change challenges, and all the pandemics we see, making health as the best wealth. This is very, very important. Politics is really rough, and a lot of times it's dirty. All politicians, they say something, they do something, and the consistency is not there. The moral integrity is not there. The intellectual integrity is not there. The social integrity is not there. The emotional integrity is not there. So we have, and the honesty, the sincerity is not there. So the politicians always make mistakes, and they will do something and they do something else. So this is very complicated. And what they say, maybe they say something, they could do opposite to what they say. So we have the problem. And I think all politicians must also change. All politicians must be public servants. not those who only do for their, for their pocket and for their bank account, but mainly for really the serving the people. Service to the people must be the most important. I say it even as teachers, we professors and lecturers, what would be the best salary you have is to make sure that your students graduate, they shine. If they do that, then you are doing very good. Not the money you get, but more the quality of people that you generate and you produce. That is something we need to also work on very well. I'm also saying to you that we need to unthink the way we have been thinking along the trajectories we have now, where conflicts, wars, all right, health hazards, droughts, many strange dangers in the world are happening. And if it's not happening to you, it's happening to somebody else. You may sometimes say, maybe I will give aid or I may not give aid, things like that. But we must have a new approach, a new way to think. We need to unthink to rethink, unlearn to relearn, undesign to redesign, unengineer to re-engineer, unscience to re-science, unpolitical economics to re-political economics, untheorized theories and unconceptualized conceptual frames, with human and nature well-being as a priority of priorities, to bring about a humanity, all-inclusive, integrated, sustainable development, to make all humanity without any exclusion forever secure, with peace and justice and ethics. Never again must humans ever fail or fall. Let all humanity unite as one family to create social justice, ethics and rules forever, humanity in justice and never. I think this approach is very, very important. That's why I suggest a total paradigm shift and mindset shift is extremely necessary. And to do it, we also need to redesign and recalculate the way we do the education system, so that the emotional education, the moral education, even the technical things we learn about, all kinds of things about earth, space, sea, water, land, everything must also be done in a different way. So we need even the economics. The current economics is, what does it do? It makes people to set up firms and companies, and then they make interests, they make profit, they make commercial advantage, they make market advantage for themselves at the expense of, they compete. So when they compete with each other, you see some lose, some gain. And the losers, what do? When they don't have anything, they become beggars. This is not right. Nobody should be a beggar. We have the resources the planet Earth has is a lot. We have now recently in China, there's a global forum, sustainable scholar meet program, and there they have made me a board member there. We are now thinking about, even when we go to space now, to Mars and to Venus, we must not repeat what the danger we did to the Earth. Can we do the recreational, the agriculture, the manufacture, all these things, all right? The universities, the hospitals, everything we are doing on Earth that we misbehaved and also miscalculated and did damage. Can we not repeat it also when we go to the space? Because the prediction is that by the year 2060, Venus and Mars and others will also be like the Earth. We can also live there. Human beings will go there too. Because these predictions are happening, we are now thinking we must really know what to not do. We should learn from all the negative things that happen on the Earth, not to repeat it on the space when we go to the other planets. Something like that is what we're now thinking. So, epistemic freedom, intellectual sovereignty in production and reproduction of knowledge is critically important. This is what epistemic freedom is. We need intellectual sovereignty in production and reproduction of knowledge. Right to think to write, to theorize, communicate, and interpret the world from where we are located, and this set afoot new humans and ecologies of knowledge. This is exactly what I just suggest to you. On the coming part, when we go to space, we must make sure that we have the intellectual sovereignty in production and reproduction of knowledge, learning from the epistemic loss we faced on Earth. Let's create a new epistemic freedom to actually create a new ecology of knowledge. That's what we're thinking. The future is not some place we're going, but one we're creating. The paths to it are not found, but made. And the activity of making them changes both the makers and the destination. This is the challenge. The way we have been making, we're creating, the way we're going, the paths we have chosen have not been very good. Especially the economic side, the capitalist economy approach that we have selected is a big challenge that has continued to actually affect the world, because what it is it's in individual self-interest, not communal or social interest, not associational, but individualistic. When you are individualistic, maybe one of you can be a rich millionaire, but others also are beggars. This is not right. This approach is wrong. It's not unethical. It's not moral intelligence that it shows. So at least this, on the value, on the way we think and we understand the world, we should say this is not acceptable. Even those that are rich may not be happy. The greatest philosopher I'll mention to you now, his name is Zara Yacob. He wrote a book called Hatata, which is an excellent book that he has written. And then a professor from Canada, Claude Sumner is his name. He's a philosopher. He interpreted the book and he said, who is more happy, the rich or the poor? This philosopher asked. Often the poor are more happy than the rich. You know why he said that? The rich, when they have something, they want more. When they want more, they don't get it, they get upset and they get hurt and they are miserable. The poor, they have nothing. When you give them something, they smile and laugh, he said, because they don't have anything. When they get something, they do. So I think, just to being rich and accumulating many weapons and many facilities, nuclear industries and so on, this is not good enough. This is not very good. So the path must also change. The direction must change. How we create a shared future is very important. And the way the future, the present, the past, the value chain, we should really analyze it and frame it and do it very well. It's time now to undertake thinking, as I said, reframing, framing, relearning, learning, redoing, doing, retransforming, transformation, and reperforming, performance, and reforming, reformation. This is very important that we need to do. This is a time to do it, to change the world. If we don't do it, we don't have this paradigm shift and mindset shift done, then we articulate the whole way by which the knowledge world is also designed and worked and developed and promoted. We will have challenges and difficulties in the world. It will continue to be. Look, we have the First World War, the Second World War now. I don't know, it's very confusing. How many wars do we have everywhere? In Africa, since 1963, when the AU was formed, the Organization of African Unity, about how many? Over 246 coup d'etats have been taking place. Still, we have serious challenges. Africa is still not completely free and we're not managing. You have huge resources. I don't know how to say to you, lots of resources. We have solar energy that can give free electricity, not just to all of Africa, but all of Europe too. And we have all that, but we're not using it properly and we're not managing it. And we are not also united, and we are not also going the right moral integrity, intelligence, and values and principles that guide us, so that we are interhuman with our interhuman relationship, which is a priority of priorities. So some examples of Lifesaver philosophies, let me just mention to you. Ubuntu is one from Africa, and from the great country also from India. You have Vasudhaiva, Kubuk Bakam, and you have also in Ethiopia, we have a very important philosophy called Yulinta. And then in China, they have Confucianism. And there are others in the ancient time from different parts of like Persia and so on, but I cannot go to all of them. I just mentioned to you just to some key philosophies that have already existing in the ancient time, but now with all the changes that have taken place, very important. And if you know about India, I think you should. There was a doctor called Dr. Ruti. She gave a wonderful lecture on climate change, and you will not believe in the ancient time the knowledge. I wish I should send you the PowerPoint that she did, which is amazing, because and very, very nice. I mean, how can I explain to you that in the ancient time, the way people do production, agriculture, many things, the climate impact was not negative at all. It was very, very nicely done. So we can think about it like that, yeah. So Ubuntu, let me just come to Africa. Ubuntu says, I is you and you is I, not Descartes. You know, the philosopher Descartes says, I think, therefore I am, not I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am. So the way you think may be in different ways. So it's not your thinking that should make your identity. It's you also thinking with how you think. You should also relate it to how others around you think. And instead of alienating yourself by your thinking, you should also come together. So I is you and you is I. When you have Ubuntu, you embrace others. You are generous. You are compassionate. If the world had more Ubuntu, we would not have war. We would not have this huge gap between the rich and the poor. You are rich so that you can make up what is lacking for others. You are powerful so that you can help the weak, just as a mother or father helps their children. This is what Professor, he's an African-American, he's a good brother. His name is Professor Hunter Olive Adams. And this is what, so Ubuntu practice will end all wars. If we have Ubuntu values, we'll not have all wars and all conflicts. If I am you and you are me, why would I want to hurt you? If I hurt you, I'm hurting myself. If I believe like that, why hurt anyone? No. So, the Ubuntu Lifesaver philosophy. Ubuntu originated in Africa as a lifesaver extraordinary philosophy. Ubuntu is built on the philosophy there is an I in you and there is a you in I. We cannot be full human alone. We are made for interdependence. We are made for family. I am because we are. So this is a not I think, therefore I am. So Maat was Ubuntu. Maat embodied foundational values of love, life, creativity, and awareness that work to inhibit or isolate Isfet, life's entropic tendencies, by an inner matrix of virtues, order, balance, harmony, compassion, reciprocity, justice, and truth. Maat cannot easily translate into European languages. This is what also Professor Hunter Alvin said. So we come to India, the Vasudhaiva Kubukbakam philosophy. It's a great philosophy. This philosophy makes India a civilization. It's more than a country. If all Indians, why you have caste and all this other, you don't need to go into that. You should be, not only are you united, but you should unite the rest of the world with your great philosophy. From India, the powerful Indian philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kubukbakam must be applied to change the human character. The Indian philosophy, Vasudhaiva Kubukbakam, to make the whole world to live whose values as one human family from the verdict scriptures, one life, that the chapter 6, verse 72. So let me say, Ayan, Udaracha Chata Nanam, Tu, Bandu Hurayam, Vasudhava, Neti, Kutubakam, Maham, Ganana, Apanish Shad, and Laguche Tasan, which translates as follows: only small men discriminate, saying one is a relative, the other is a stranger. For those who live magnanimously, the entire world consists but one human family. It's extraordinary. Exactly the same like Ubuntu. The Indian philosophy is fascinating also. So we have this extraordinary philosophy, but we don't practice it. The great philosophy from Ethiopia, Yilunta: do not value your own interest. When you pursue your interest, value and respect the interest of others. Going alone to benefit oneself at the expense of others is immoral. Always be inclusive and appreciate the interests of all humans. So don't pursue self-interest. When you pursue your interest, don't do it at the expense of others' interests. Make sure you also include everyone's interest. So interest must not be, all right, driven by individualistically, so that at the expense of others, it must be communal also, associational, not individualistic. This is a great philosophy. It's from Ethiopia. And the great philosophy from Ethiopia, Yilunta: do not value your own interests. When you pursue your interests, value and respect the interests of others. Going alone to benefit oneself at the expense of others is immoral. Always be inclusive and appreciate the interests of all humans. This is also very much linked to the earlier philosophies from India, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and also Ubuntu. The great philosopher I mentioned to you, Zariakov, aligns with Yilunta. God is not religion, he said. This is very interesting. Religion is also a problem. What a number of people do with religion, they say their own way of believing God is better than your way, and they go to war using religion and extremism. Look what's happening now. Yeah, the Shias, the Sunni, they all fight in the Muslim part. The Christians also, the Catholic, Protestant, all these things, you have divisions. So this is what he said in his classic book that created 200 years, the African Enlightenment, before the European Enlightenment. It's called Hateta, translated by Professor Claude Sumner, I mentioned to you, from Canada. He said, God is not religion. He said, God is truth. God is not explained by different ways of worship and belief. My way of worshiping God is better than yours, can create conflict. Not ethical and just to use religion with different ways of worshiping God to create conflicts and wars. That's what he said. So God is not religion, God is truth. So, so our way of believing God one, and we should, if we believe in God, if we start using religion to fight each other, we're hurting God. So you are using religion to hurt God, not actually to believe in him, if you are creating wars like that. So why do we have all these extremisms, all this fighting, all this going on in the world by using religion? This is not fair. So Confucianism, this is a Chinese one. It's a very important philosophy also in China. Our greatest glory, he says, is not in never falling, but in getting up every time we do. When you fall, get back to. The entire world is now falling, as you can see, with war, with conflicts and divisions and declarations of peace and justice, but doing war and conflict. This is how the world is going on. So let's get up now from this danger. We should not, even if we fall, we must get up. Do not impose on others what you do not wish for yourself. This is very important. Do not impose on others what you do not wish for yourself. This is critical. That's what we should all do. Confucius does not have many of the conventions of a religion. Confucius did not give his followers a god or gods to be worshipped. Confucianism is not against worship, but teaches that social duties are more important. The focus is on ethical behavior and good government and social responsibility. That's what he did. That's very interesting. It's similar to what I just mentioned to you with the great philosopher from Ethiopia. So Confucius influenced the Enlightenment. Confucius has the life of an itinerant philosopher. The analytics collects his teachings on education and government, the definition of nobility, the equality of man and the right way and purpose of living, ideas that eventually spread to the West and influenced the great thinkers of the Enlightenment. Even some of his ideas have done that, but the thinking he has is not, something they took, but they may have just taken some ideas. So there is virtues of Confucianism. They call it in Chinese qi, the virtue of learning. It is based on the belief in one's free will to make wise decisions. Ji, shi, the virtue of wisdom to access one's character. Li, the virtue of community. Yi, the virtue of morality. Ren, the highest expression of all virtues. A good moral character which can affect the world around a person through the idea of cosmic harmony. This moral character is achieved through the virtue of humanity, which leads to more virtuous behaviors such as respect, altruism, and humility. That's what he suggests. So ethical conduct, social harmony, and the morality with education. All individuals have to achieve overall perfection, which is reflected in 5 core virtues of benevolence, righteousness, propriety, wisdom, and sincerity, with harmony between humans, justice, respect for one's elders, loyalty to one's family and friends. These principles guide personal conduct, social relations, and governance, reflecting Confucius' vision for a harmonious society. This is very, very good. So now I just mentioned to you, we have done quite a number of thinking that has in the ancient time that have been expressed from Ubuntu, Yulinta I mentioned to you, Vasudeva Kutubakam, Confucius, and there are others also from Persia and other places in the world, and even in India and all places there are many thinking in this kind of things. Even in the religious part, they may say something, but they practice something else, and so we have all these different difficulties. But let's see now, how do we now go to create a new mindset shift and paradigm shift? First and foremost, we must appreciate all differences. Let's do the unity by appreciating differences. We need to change ourselves to celebrate all as one humanity by appreciating our differences. Our differences should not make us fight each other. Our differences, we must learn to agree to have our differences and find time to re-agree. Even if we disagree, take time to agree, not necessarily to fight. Learn to find the humanity unity pathway by removing the existing numerous varied divisive pathways. By teaching each other with all humanity in one world community, applying the 4 human uniting and Lifesaver philosophies together, Ubuntu, Yulinta, Pastria Kotubakam, Confucianism, to learn to care and share and never fight. Time to save the world by making all humans to value being one human family, all humanity to make all each learn and value how to care. The priority is collaboration and togetherness to implement the social human solidarity, to cherish above all else one another always and ever, to unite, to be together. So human social justice is what we need more than anything else. So we celebrate our one humanity with Ubuntu, Yulinta, Vasudeva and Confucianism. All humans must put above all else safety, security, peace, and togetherness as a priority and no self-interest and money. Don't value money. If you love money and you own interest at the expense of others by hurting others to make money, that's cruel. That's not good. That's immoral. That's unjust. That's unethical. Acknowledge by putting humanity first, by not pricing everything and valuing nothing. Remove division and classifications on religion, on gender, on race, on ethnicity, on tribe, on color, on caste, on class, and all others. No need to divide ourselves on these things. No need to go to war on these differences. This is very unethical, very unfair. No is let all value and build humans. It's only his right when to make them leave the planet Earth. No one has a right to kill another one. This is wrong. That right they take is also anti-God, because God, if God created you, then when He decides, let Him take you. Not we have no right to take each other's lives. So remove cognitive exhaustion. Let all learn through education. The right education curriculum, the right education system is also very important, because the education system also is very complicated. In my own country, Ethiopia, we have created so many amazing knowledge. You will not believe the manuscripts that were created on astronomy, on digital, binary logic mathematics, fractal mathematics, on medicine, on every sphere. Extraordinary knowledge has been created, but the Ethiopians don't have it. It's now all over Europe or America, the whole world. It's the manuscripts have been taken, and then if we want to go and know exactly what it is, we have to go to libraries in Britain and other places to get. Recently, one of a great thinker wrote a book, nearly 900 pages book on Abu Shakar, which is on astronomy, and the knowledge that was created in Ethiopia is incredible. And that knowledge, a lot of the manuscripts that had it were in the British and other libraries that he got. It took him a number of years to go and find it, and then now he translated it into my language called Amharic. It's amazing. I'm reading it. I'm just fascinated about all this NASA and all this knowledge that you see. It has been already there with us. I mean, you have our own calendar, our own alphabets, and this language called Ge'ez is a very important language. It's an ancient language. In the education system, it was not included. What did we use? We use a British education system, English and something, but our own language, our own ancient language that had all this knowledge, all this others took, the Europeans and others took it, but the Ethiopians never gained and learned from it. This is a problem we have. So even the education system, we need to make it clear. And also it must be redesigned, recalculated very well. So let all learn through education to create and value full humanity, not to avoid humanity's one and only one identity by applying psychic dislocation and cognitive exhaustion. Let division using any differences end, and humanity unity prevail. So Vasudehava Kutubakam, all humans must treat one another as one human family and practice Ubuntu truly. All in the world should learn to believe that you are me and the me is you really. No human should be as a stranger to another human being, to practice and hate and hurt against one another. Go for human rights to value social solidarity, safety truly by reviewing wars, conflicts, and fighting all over the planet Earth forever and ever. So remove the military-industrial complex. Why create nuclear weapons since 1945? Why have atomic bombs? Why hydrogen bombs? Why create B-52 planes capable of dropping nuclear bombs? Why did the Nazis create rockets in World War II? Why countries create rocket programs, multiple warheads, jet planes, air-to-air missiles, unmanned drones, helicopters, sky planes, and more? You not believe how many things are created. Why create all these industries? The killers, destroyers of each other. Why? What is all this? Is this necessary at all? I don't think it's necessary. Create the humanity lifesaver complex. Build life balance, care, help, and share. Never fight, never kill. To kill is to hurt the creator, not only the killed. No army, no military, no interactive life relations is what I suggest. Do we humans know humanity? We have 7 billion humans, but zero humanity. Why? We have human beings, but humanity, valuing our, security and safety, we still not, because we still use conflict and war. We're alone in our problems, lonely when we are hurt, no way to find in tough times. All right? Fall in hard times, no concern and respect for humans. Do sympathy to humans and even to animals. That's what we should be doing. Do not put yourself ahead of others. We should not be doing like that. Change yourself to value humanity. Live by sharing joy to all in the world, being human and benevolent. So I think that's what we should be doing. So end military industry, create humanity, full saved life. Time now with to undertake thinking, as I just mentioned, reframing, framing, relearning, and that's what I mean. Let's remove end military industry, create humanity full life saving by doing rethinking, relearning, redoing, retransforming, reperforming, and reformation, remove military industrial complex to create the all humanity lifesaver complex. Time to change the ontology, the epistemology, the axiology, to make all learn to transform all humans to live with peace and security forever without any war and conflict. So how to educate humans from birth to death, how to understand and explain the value chain of human life from birth to death, how to create when the children are born with parents. The parents are also very important, that they're first educators. They must know how to really unite to make sure that the children grow with moral integrity, emotional integrity, intellectual integrity, and intelligence, very, very much. How to create the true knowledge for human well-being and nature safety. How to discover what's acceptable as good or reject as not good, knowing what is right and what's wrong. How to bond heart, body, soul, mind, and matter with research and knowledge. How to understand the natural world, space, air, land, and water, and how to understand the cosmos, astronomy, the universe to save both humanity and nature. How to understand wishes, dreams, emotions, and feelings with moral, intellectual, and emotional intelligence. So promote humanity philia in the universe. Don't call Africans Francophone, Anglophone, Lusophone, Levantine phone. Africa should not be a phone. It's a creator of Ubuntu, so it should be philia, love. Promote humanity love. Philia means love. Humanity love in the universe. To move away from calling some as relatives and others as aliens. Let humanity philia prevail in the universe to create the value of treating one another as one human family by ending treating any human being as a stranger. Let us all learn how to care and share with full collaboration and trust with one another by knowing how to agree even when we disagree without any conflict and fight. Apply the relativity with the speed of light square humanity philia by removing ever the gravity burden of war, disunity, divisions, misusing differences, and all conflicts in the entire planet over space, sea, and land. This is Einstein's theory of relativity. We should use it actually to solve humanity, all humanity philia. That would be more interesting. All right? To remove the gravity burden of all these conflicts. Let moral and emotional intelligence shine the human spirit. Create values, how to transform thinking and defining humans with adjectives such as aliens. Let all in the world open a new education system. Mammo One World Community Philosophy modules. Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, Module 4, Module 5. Let's create this now. Go for humanity philia education from kindergarten to tertiary level. To create intellectual prudence, to learn how to care and share with full collaboration and trust. To know how to agree even when disagreeing, without any conflict and fight. Apply the moral and emotional intelligence by applying a new humane philosophy education, by creating new modules in different languages to remove and eradicate seeing some as strangers and others as relatives. We can also use digital technology to make sure all of us understand each other's language. Now with digital technology, we can also, make sure that we can speak all languages. And we have created affiliate an African Language Research and Innovation Center here in institute in here in South Africa who's my friends, and I'm the founding member, also co-founding member. Professor Sunday Ojo is a good brother who is also is a computer science specialist. And now we're thinking of kind of making sure all African languages can be digitalized, which means everyone can understand each other. We can do it globally too. I think we should think of in the Indian Scholar Association, maybe you should have the language part as part of it also. That would be very wonderful. A real challenge to address the problem of unending poverty, inequality, unemployment has not been replaced with additive and Amata saying additive and multiplicative well-being for all the people. The world is going through demographic explosion and climate change, with economics prioritizing profit, commerce, and market advantage rather than human well-being and nature safety. The fourth challenge is now the global COVID-19 pandemic that has created problems that still remain unresolved. We are now also entering into what is being described as surveillance capitalism, which is connected to cybercrime and awash with social media using the digitalization in the current time. This is also a very complicated time we have. We should not repeat what we did with, with no digital time. Now with the digital time, we should not also continue the crime. I think we should stop it. We should change, in fact. We should use this very much. That approach is what we need to create. So let all agree to create the All Humanity One World Community Day, all in the United Nations. But why continue to do wars? Why any member of the United Nations go to war? They all declare peace. They all sign declaration. Implementation, they go to war. Why go to war and use the UN? So many wars in Serbia, 1990, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Libya. All the warriors are members of the United Nations. Why spread military bases around the world? Why continue the military-industrial complex? Now the world is in the Ukraine-Russia war and ethnic conflicts, even in my own country, in Ethiopia. Many conflicts all over the world still exist when there should be no war. If we value killing humans, it's hurting the Creator who brought them to this world, and should take them when the time comes. To kill them is also to hurt the Creator. So why not believe in that? Why we have the United Nations for peace declaration, but war implementation? No. Why go to war being in the UN? The United Nations is always undermined when the members go to war. Do humans know who they are and where they are going? Why be members in the UN and keep undermining it by endless fighting? Let the time come not to have the United Nations where the members in the UN continue to go to war and fight. If they are members, they never must go to war. Paradigm shift, mindset shift, very essential for the UN now too. There must be an All Humanity One World Community Day that the over 7 billion people must respect. No more wars, no army, no theft, no killing of any human being anywhere in the world with the pursuit of power and self-interest at the expense of human well-being and planet Earth safety. So let the world create the All One Humanity and One Community Education Commission. We need a new education commission. All one humanity to live in one world community is essential. Never again for all humans to go to war and to fall behind. Humanity uniting is division forever ending. And truly humanity as a whole and everywhere benefiting. Let's create the All One Humanity in One World Universal Community Education Commission. All Humanity Education Commission. Let's remove and reject the human mischief that is threatening the world with any war at present. Time to go for the peaceful pathway to make all humans come together to achieve full equality, to build with the cherished philosophy of Vasiliya Kutubakam and Ubuntu, one in all and all in one, to make all to value and all relations with one and only one human family with spiritual epistemic justice virtue. That's what we should do. All humanity for sustainable development. How can we create transformative innovation that will make the health, livelihood, and well-being of the people and the protection of nature the priority of priorities? We need a new research productivity paradigm to address these concerns with new conceptual frames and theories. If we integrate these challenges with the existing innovation systems and development, the problems will continue because they are all driven by, as I mentioned to you, with the capitalist logic of market, commerce, and profit advantage at the expense of others. This should not be allowed. First and foremost, there is a need to do rethinking both whole innovation system approach as well as the existing development economic theories to create sustainable development. There's a need to reconceptualize and reframe both innovation and development by unifying the health, well-being, the social, economic, knowledge production value chain, process to sustain both people and nature well-being. Now, we re-innovate development to be sustainable. Re-innovate innovation, redevelop development to reconceptualize and re-theorize a unified, humanity-anchored innovation and an original sustainable novel development theory to save nature and humans together. This current pandemic should provide the opportunity to address the research gaps that exist for the world to be in the situation when there should have been anticipatory, predictive knowledge to find advanced solutions to prevent rather than now running all over to find vaccines to cure endemics, epidemics, and pandemics created by the economic system that devalues associational human relations and values individualistic, self-interested money seekers. So one humanity vision, mission, and practice. Never go for inferiorizing or superiorizing. Go for global humanizing. Stop killing humans by using rude opinions of inferiorizing and superiorizing. Let all humans learn to use the cognitive and epistemic tool for rejecting division of humans. Let all humans add virtue ethics along with epistemic virtue testing for the creation of one and only one humanity, vision, mission, objectives, and practice. So unite all humanity as the best of the best. Recognize from the heart the work we all do to unite humanity as all to be one, one and only one is a must. Let's all strive and go always for the best of the best. Let all of us apply our moral, emotional, intellectual intelligence to continue to shine. Remain always bright, spiritually and humanly graceful and genuine. Epistemic justice and ethics for humanity. Let our spirits glow. Treating humans anymore as aliens a big blow. Let all humans united remain blessed, safe, sound, and by keeping strong. Create the human value and culture to live in peace with sustainable development by never failing to participate to remove the ongoing humanity alienation malice wrong. As concluding remarks, humanity has rich knowledge and resources, spiritual resources, but we don't apply it. Let all engage to do the unity by renovating sustainable development, make all humans to achieve human well-being. Above all, let the divisive politics end and the politics that unites finally humanity prevail. Public service and not public masters is what leadership for humanity requires. The politics also must change. The politicians must also change. Very, very important. The well-being and the health of the people and nature must become the priority they must drive, not their own interest, but they must be servants. When they are leaders, when big leaders, presidents and prime ministers, they must serve the people. If they don't serve the people, that is the way they should be judged. Service delivery they provide is what must be the criteria to judge the performance rates, how we could evaluate them. The well-being and the health of the people and nature must become the priority. Systems, governance, institutions, leadership must be managed with honesty, sincerity, humility, and integrity. There must be a system blessing, a governance blessing, institution blessing, and leadership. We must remove system curse, governance curse, institution curse, leadership curse. Let humanity unite to solve any crisis by turning any problem into an opportunity. Let problems not create more problems. Let's find solutions to problems. Let's learn from the problems. From any problem, let's learn something new to solve problems. We should do it like that. Running into a problem is not a problem, but if we continue the problem, that's a problem. So from the problem, we must also learn to undo the problem. Let all unite to do the global economic recovery together to reach not the post-COVID-19 applying sustainable development, but also now all the wars we see in Ukraine, all this Palestine, Israel, all these other places, we should also stop it. Now all the conflicts we see in the world is not good. We have the Cold War, we have the First World War, the Second World War, and now we're in a difficult situation where maybe a Third World War may also come. This is not fair. From all these wars, they should be learning. That's what I'm saying. From the problems, we should learn to unproblem the problem ever again. Let humanity move from the physical world to the digital world, since we are now enter into the knowledge economy with a smart, integrated, sustainable, innovative world, and make one humanity family creation as a grand job for all to be done with commitment and inspiration. Sustainable for one humanity, all one humanity, one world community day, all one humanity, one world community community education commission we need to do. So a brand new all humanity philosophy modules to re-educate all in the world to value humans, to be treated not as strangers but as one human family, with no more war forever, to save people on the planet Earth. Let being the superpower become leadership to make all humanity to live in one world community with full peace, security, freed entirely from wars and conflicts, poverty, inequality, unemployment, climate change, and all the health hazards and cybercrime forever. This is very important. If we want certain countries to be superpowers, it's not their military, their economy, their own advantage at the expense of others, their ability to create more wars all over the world. No, it should be leadership quality for all humanity to live in one world community with full peace, security, freed entirely from any war, any conflict, any poverty, any inequality, any unemployability, climate change, all others, all differences on cybercrimes. That is what should be. When a country does this, that is a superpower. That is the most powerful, exemplary model that we need. That's what we should value. Also, we should create a standard. Even in the world, we should create a yardstick, standard yardstick for measuring a country's success, is because when it does this and not only generates its own, but also lessons for the rest of the world. That's what we should do that. So I really thank you, appreciate you all, especially you, the organizers and the president also of the India Scholar Association, and all of you as a team. And then you must really value the Indian philosophy, and then see if you could convince them all over, the media, the government, all the intellectuals, universities, the industries, all of them should be motivated to really also not only help India unite, but also the rest of the world unite, and make sure that nobody is starving, nobody is homeless, all right? Nobody is in a difficult situation in the world. Let's save all humanity. And the Earth, the planet we have is good. And the next space planet we are going to go is also going to be good. So let's really make it very, very good and very strong. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. I hope you have listened to me. Also, thank you very much. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you so much, sir, for shedding light on significance of paradigm shifts and mindset shifts in military-industrial complex. This is the time to change the world with rethinking, retransforming, etc. in military-industrial complex. Thank you once again, sir. Now, I request to the participants, if you have a query, you can ask.
A very good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. Yes. Welcome.
Ankita, please introduce yourself first.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. I am Ankita. I am a PhD scholar in Education Department, Central University of Kerala. And first of all, I would like to give a great heartfelt gratitude to you, sir. It was very nice lecture which you deliver here. So I have a very small question. Actually, not question. This is only my doubt, which I want to ask to you. So Sir, when will this belief reach to everyone? Like, when will people take action without reading about the that sustainability, ethics, values? Do you think this reality is possible in this real world?
Yeah, I have to ask this question to you. You know, you the youth, you're the young ones. We're getting older, so we have uh, been part of the problem. So we are now ending. You, the youth, are now the change makers and the game changers. You should be the ones. So my suggestion to you is, I'm provoking you. We must not continue the problems we left for you as a burden. That's a bad legacy we left for you. So is there any chance now you can listen to what I just mentioned to you that we should do? Because we have also, it's not me, we, you, all of us, we created in the ancient time, our own ancestors created so many very powerful ideas, but we have not practiced it very well.
Yes, sir.
So is there any chance now we can, as I mentioned to you, with the education system, with all spheres that we have now, to see if we could create a new way by which what I just suggested to you might be implemented? So I leave it to you.
Thank you
You're
so
the
much,
young,
sir. Thank you.
you're the young generation. You are the change
Sure.
makers.
Sure, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Very good question. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes. Relevant question. Is there
Next
any
one.
questions?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Other participant, please. I think Dr. Enda Janao want to ask something. Yes, sir. Please unmute yourself and ask the question. Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you, Professor, for this nice presentation. It is also timely. Currently, yeah, we are facing also this problem in Ethiopia. There is a civil war because of the politicians, their mindset to impose their own problem, their own thinking over the others. So this talk is, I think, very important. So I wanted to ask maybe Professor, if you have a plan to extend this talk to Ethiopia. So there may be a shift from a military industry to humanity that can be gone through some scholars. Maybe if you want to extend this talk to some universities in Ethiopia. Thank you, Professor, for invitation to attend also this important talk. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much also for your very good question. As I mentioned to you, in Ethiopia, the problem of Ethiopia is not just Ethiopians, but also external actors are involved. This is the biggest problem. If you read Henry Kissinger wrote in 1972. I like you to Google it, all of you. I want you to read it. It's called, just say Henry Kissinger, The Future of Ethiopia. He said, he wrote it, I don't know why. He said that this country has not been colonized. It had defeated European powers.
Yes.
So, and if this country becomes successful and achieves strength, it means it's almost like a defeat of Europe and America, kind of thing. He wrote it like that. I don't know why. And then we must divide this country, he said. So what did he use? Ethnic division. So Ethiopia now is divided on the basis of language. Like you have the caste system, we also have the ethnic division. The current state is a ethnic apartheid. that Ethiopia is under. So what did they do? They had a meeting in 1991 in Khartoum, and Herman Cohen, the State Department, was there also. And then what did they do? They split the country. Eritrea split from Ethiopia in 1991. All that was done by the external actors. And this division continues now. And so now we still have a constitution, everything that is nothing to do with humanity. It's anti-human. So this constitution has to also change because it's anti-Ethiopian also. It's very anti-Ethiopian, anti the people, because it doesn't make the people unite. It makes them unite. Their language becomes number one. This is wrong. If you in the ancient time when India became independent from Britain in 1947, the first embassy in India, Jawaharlal Nehru was a very good friend of Emperor Haile Selassie. You will not believe it. If you go to India, New Delhi, the Ethiopian embassy is the best. I don't know how many of you have seen it. The relationship was excellent. You know what? Jawaharlal Nehru did, the President Jawaharlal Nehru, he sent over 700 teachers. That's when I got my Kerala teachers that came to teach me elementary school. I mean, we're in a very interesting relationship like that. But now we have a tough relationship. This relationship has to change completely. And as you suggested, I mean, if they would allow me, of course, I'll be very happy to not only Ethiopia, the whole of Africa, even the whole world, this lecture, because we are simply saying we don't need military, we don't need war, we don't need conflict. We are one human family. Why we kill each other? All right? If I hurt you, I'm hurting myself. So why? I mean, I think this value is critically important, and it must be something that all the world must know and learn and value and appreciate. And we must also make it moral. We must, in the education system, the philosophy, the morality, all these things in the sociology, and all these spheres, we need to also design the curriculum to make sure that all the children grow up with these values so that they don't need to hurt anyone. And also the economy must also change. The economy is this liberal market. All these things also are complicated because they do not allow, people to pursue, the safety and security of others. They just go for their own interest to make their own profit, their own market advantage, commercial advantage at the expense of others. We must also change that too. We should value it. I take one, you take one. Not lose. You lose and I gain. No. It must be no gain for everyone. Win-win for everyone. Not lose one and gain one. That new approach that on the economy sphere, on the scientific sphere, on the knowledge sphere, on the philosophy sphere, on the morality sphere, all this has to be designed and done. And that's why we need humanity, all humanity in one world community day, and also the Education Commission that must also facilitate this, so all other countries can also build it and translate it and use it and apply it and make change makers and do the changes that are necessary and important. That's my suggestion. Thank you. Thank you for your question.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, sir, for joining this session, sir. Thank you. I think you are from Ethiopia, so thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
So next question, PhD scholar SNDTWU.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Vikash. Thank you so much. Professor Mammo, it was really delightful and very insightful to hear from you. And I think it brought out the Oriental philosophies, our own Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. And I think we all agree that these values should prevail. Unfortunately, reality is, it shows us the other side of mankind as well. But I would like to bring out one very important flip side of the philosophical dependence as well. When we talk about the military-industrial complex, I agree that today most of the world's militaries are dictated by corporates. They are dictated by political needs. But at the same time, we have examples where armed forces are also involved in humanitarian missions. To be precise, the Indian Armed Forces has been a very integral part of the COVID vaccine diplomacy, where we sent out, many of our vaccine consignments to African countries, to some of the countries in West Asia. So it's very, one can see that it's very important to have sort of a balance. I am actually a student and a professor of international relations, and it's very difficult to find that middle ground between realism and liberalism. But sometimes the values that we regard to be universal are usually the Western values. And it's you very well mentioned an example where you spoke about the limitation of language and how Western epistemology dictates many of our disciplines, many of our knowledge bases for various disciplines. And so not exactly a question, but maybe I could get your reflection on how to strike a chord between one's own indigenous values and the values which are, propagated and perpetuated by the Western world.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's a very excellent question you asked me, and very relevant and very important. I think what the West should have learned is from Kutubakam, from Ubuntu, from Yilinta. They should have. I wish we could have a way to educate them to not their liberalism, their the kind of things that you just mentioned. The important thing now is that the West is not only doing this, they are exporting it, importing it, and not only doing that, they are also imposing it on our side. So on the Asia side, Africa side, all these areas where if you take the ancient time, the knowledge from India, if it was included in the education system, you all would have, you will not be thinking in the way that after the British came and they did impose their own education system and everything, and after the colonialism, that's what happened. Because when you see, now we need to revive this indigenous knowledge and find a way to include it in the education system. From, as I mentioned to you, from kindergarten to tertiary level, we have to do it. We cannot exclude this extraordinary knowledge, these extraordinary philosophies, Lifesaver philosophies, humanity Lifesaver philosophies. We don't need to go through all these things that from the West, the individualism, liberalism, marketism, commercialism, profit-makingism. These things we need to not value them. Our own was different. And this ones the younger generation must also know now, and there must be. In fact, I wish we have our governments, our universities, all the stakeholders in all our countries, even internationally. When we have now we have BRICS, we have many of these organizations. Is there any way we could also motivate them, as my brother from Ethiopia, Dr. Ndazo, said? Is there any way we could motivate? And these things are just the kind of lecture I just gave you now. Is there any way they all of them could hear it, whether they agree with me or not? At least it's a challenge. Why do we have to go to war? Why do we have to go to conflicts? Why do we have to now be under the threat of a third world war? when we have, why didn't we learn from the First World War, the Second World War? Why go again to all this? And why do we have all these values and philosophies and knowledge and not apply them? I think this is serious. I think what you just asked is very important. My suggestion, practical suggestion, is entirely the rich knowledge that I just mentioned to you, existing in all parts of our world, in India, in China, in Persia, in Africa, everywhere. What we just mentioned, we should revive it and create the modules I mentioned to you in the philosophies, and then start teaching. And even the education side, we reach out to all of them. And then even on the public sphere also, with the public media, the media also, the media dramatizes things. They just tell you about who was killed, who was murdered, who was this, what war was taking place. This is what they are telling us. It's not education. It's actually just information and drama, and then they make money also. If they don't make money, they don't go on. So they need something. So we need to also change the media too. You see, even now with this cyber, this digital world we live in, we should also not use what we did in the physical time when we're doing physical newspapers, many things like that. When we do digital TikToks and all these things we do, we must also use social media very, very intelligently. All this, and we must also include all this knowledge that has not been included in the education system and in the media, in the government. The government people must also, the policymakers must also know, and the universities must also know. The high schools must know. The elementary schools must know. If we do things like that, I think the change we make can have impact. But if we don't do the changes like that, and I don't know how we can facilitate. I mean, the United Nations, why they all their members that declare peace go to war? Why don't they act on it? And you just mentioned to me that even India sends peace mission and things like that. You contribute soldiers and things, and they die. And they go to a conflict that we're not involved in, but they are not included. But they just get included to save lives and so on. So they go on, and now in Africa, in the Eastern Congo, we have what people now calling the Africa World War. Why do they have? They have the Belgians are involved, the French are involved, and then the United Nations had about, I don't know, number of people there, but still they are not acting properly. So the war is continuing now in the Eastern Congo. Why is that? Because the DRC Congo has resources estimated to 24 trillion. That's the combined gross national product of all of Europe and America in 2009. That was so because of all these resources, the coltan, everything you see, all this for the technology, for internet, everything we use comes from DRC Congo. But the DRC Congo is in a difficult situation. Eastern Congo has been at war for a long time. It's a very complicated thing. Even Patrice Lumumba was killed by the CIA and others. This is what is happening. When some leaders behave, they get attacked and things like that. So we have a very complicated situation. And then a peace mission forces going there is not going to, what now we have problems here. Some of the peace mission goes there, they get fight. So even the countries are now, they fight with each other, like South Africa now, Rwanda, all this, they are in the Burundi, all these areas in this part of the Congo, they are fighting each other now because of all these conflicts they do. This is wrong. So we have to change this. That's why we don't need wars at all. And there must be some ways by which we know how to share and care. In other words, all the resources we have, we should be able to do it. For that, I told you the solar energy. We have ANSOL, African Solar Energy Network. I'm one of the founders. We did it in Venice in 2011. It's now nearly how many years now? It's quite a number of years we have done it. But and there was a German professor who wrote a book who says that the solar energy from Africa, if it's used, you know what it will do? It will give free electricity to all of Africa and even Europe. That's what he said. And all we need to do is know how to. The physics is not a problem. The engineering is not a problem. The politics is rough, he said, because unless the politics is managed, then it's not possible to do it. But as far as the predictions is concerned, that resource is very rich, and we have it, but we have not done anything yet up until now. You see, we have not done. We couldn't do it because we have a problem in Libya is at war. All this, the Sahara area, in the Sahara area, he said the Sahara region will be green. When the solar energy is controlled, then the whole place will be green. So it will be agriculture also. Cultivable land will be green, and agriculture will be rich too. It's be an agriculture area, not now a drought and a desert area. So I think so many opportunities exist for us to do, but we're not doing it. And I have a very, I must tell you, I have a very powerful brother also. His name is Professor Ashak. He's the one that motivates me on this one world, all humanity to live in one world community. And he's from India. And I wish he could say something, because in fact, it's him who you should have invited to make this speech. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much for your question, my sister. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I think ask Malik sir want to ask something.
Okay. So, good afternoon and
welcome.
Good morning, Professor Muchi. It is always so inspiring and enlightening to listen to you. And today's presentation, it was really mind-blowing, and it can change the game if it is implemented in letter and separate. And of course, very valid things you have briefed to all of us, and how we can be the ambassador for the peace and non-violence. As per the Professor John Galtung, Father of Peace Studies, very beautifully he has explained that every religion has soft and the hard parts. And the problem is, we show the soft part of the one religion and hard parts of the other religion. And there lies the problem. So the thing is, if we showcase all the soft parts and avoid the hard parts of all the religions, all the philosophies, naturally we will have this world so peaceful. And you have explained 4 beautiful philosophies which can show the roadmap to the we can say humanity for the we can say peaceful coexistence. But the West, what mistake they did, they excluded the Eastern or Oriental philosophies, and same mistake we must not repeat. We must also include the Western and Eastern. And for example, so for the Islamic philosophy, out of the 7 billion or 8 billion, 2 billion people, they are representing this philosophy. And in the last, we can say, sermon of the Prophet Muhammad, what he said, nobody is superior or inferior based on the caste, color, creed, except the good character. And the verse 49.10, the all humanity is a single brotherhood. Same verses we can find in the Bible, in the Torah, Bhagavad Gita, Guru Granth Sahib, all the religions. If we collect at one place, and what we are working, in fact, of course, it is slightly Western concept. We in India say it is a moral education, but in the Western concept, we call it as the education for the peace, or the peace education. That has been adopted by the UNESCO. And if we collect all these beautiful philosophies at one place and design a common, we can say, curriculum, then without excluding any single philosophy of any religion, naturally, we will be able to, we can say, create a culture of peace and non-violence. So this is a small addition,
Thank
and
you. Thank you.
thank you so much, the Research Scholar Association, for inviting Professor Muchi. And I hope that similar programs we will continue to organize to change the mindset by the, you can say, awareness. And the one thing I will add, last thing, that we hate somebody because we do not know him, and we will hate him because we will not try to know him. So the main thing is all the philosophies are beautiful. The only thing we do not know one another. So main thing, what work we can do here as a peacemakers, that we have to tell the people that we are all belonging to one family. We are not different. We are one people. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I just want to say, very good point you raised about religion and Prophet Muhammad and others. Can I just say this? In all the religions, if there are definitely a lot of, in the Bible, in the Quran, in all of them, the Buddhism, everything, there is lots of knowledge. The problem we have is the priests or that defend them start saying this is better than others. They should not say that. The knowledge they have about what we just explained about the universe, about humanity, and all these things about relationships, that the quality knowledge we should draw and use it to enhance and consolidate and strengthen the all humanity in one world community vision and mission and objective and practice that we want to valorize, so that the whole world can be saved and not go to hell as it's now in the direction of hell, a journey to hell. So we must really do this. I think what you just draw is very good. There's so much knowledge in all of them, but we don't. That's not what the priests and others practice. They just use it to fight each other. Look what they are doing with the Muslims, the Shiite, the Sunnis, and also the Al Qaeda, Al Taliban, and look what happened. How it got. Boko Haram, many things like that. We shouldn't have these divisions, these extremisms. And also, in Afghanistan, remember the Taliban when it started, Osama bin Laden. I mean, at the same time, America was involved as a CIA and everything. You see, a very complicated, the West and the thing gets involved, and then even the Muslim religion gets affected. So we have all these serious challenges. How do we clean it up so that we actually value what was the knowledge that was created and extracted? I told you in the ancient time in Ethiopia, the manuscripts in the Orthodox Church, it's not just religion, it's knowledge. All knowledge about mathematics, about medicine, about astronomy, about many things have been done. So there's a lot of, in fact, knowledge we can use. We can include it in the curriculum. We could do things like that. Even from the religious side, we can draw sources. We can identify and use. And I think I really appreciate that point you made, included. And but let's not use religion to fight each other and create war against each other. But let's draw the knowledge that was done by all the thinkers that are written in the Bible and the Quran. If you read the Quran, a lot of science is also in the Quran. I mean, over 33%. I mean, I taught non-Western science, and Islamic science was one of the Hindu science. All these sciences we did. There's so much knowledge that I did. I did it in England in one of the universities. I mean, it took me about 2 years to get the curriculum, and I got it done. And that's amazing. I mean, the amount of knowledge I got is incredible from all sides. But this knowledge, we don't know it. We don't use it. We don't apply it. And even to get it into the curriculum, I had to struggle very much. But at least eventually they even asked me, why Mammo, you are doing all this? But eventually they accepted it. And then I had the course. And it was a very tough time we had to make sure this is happening. Our struggle is incredible. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you very much. Nice to see you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So, any participant want to ask? Otherwise, we will end the session.
Thank you so much.
Professor Sunita want to ask something. Are you here, madam?
Yes. We can hear you.
Yeah, yes, you can hear. Professor Sunita, madam? Okay, no problem. So, Swangiji, please.
Yes, sir. Yes. Once again, I invite Mr. Vikas sir for formal vote of thanks.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And first of all, I would like to thanks to Professor Mosi for the excellent and highly visionary lecture. I think after this lecture, our younger mind will effort to resolve the collective problem through the collective effort. And you have really expressed your views and explains the diverse thinking and philosophy. I think we will learn a lot of knowledge from you, sir, after your lecture when I will upload this in the YouTube. So I would like to thanks to also Professor Ask Malik sir. I don't know sir, sir is from where. So and also the other participants. I
From
think
Jammu.
in this lecture the research scholars have joined from the various parts of the India and also from the other countries. So on behalf of the India Research Scholars Association and on behalf of the me, I would like to thanks to Professor Mammo, the organizing committee, convener of this lecture series, Suvangi Amle, Manorma Kuntalji, Sakshi ji, Ankita Sukla, and Dr. Hemant. So once again, after this lecture, I will discuss really to Professor Mama Mochi and also to Professor Ask Malik sir which kinds of the lecture we can conduct in the India Research Scholars Association platform. Sure, sir. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you very much. Let me do a poem for you to end it.
No, sir, I cannot permit to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Because I am from
Yes.
Jammu.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
from
sir.
Jammu.
Malik, sir.
I'm from
Yes, sir.
Jammu. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What, sir? From where, sir?
Jammu in Kashmir.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. Sir.
Very good.
Sir is also
Yes.
from India. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
So just to make you all inspire you a bit,
Yes,
I
yes,
like
sir.
this
Yes, sir.
poem.
Please, please, sir.
It is easy to sing when the streets themselves are alive with singing, when the drum beats, the rhythm in us all. It is easy enough to speak the words that move when the crowd is aroused and wants what he wishes to prove. What is not so easy is to start from the dark, not knowing where to spark. For the real work is the work that no one sees and earns no remark. Let's not go for remark. Let's go for hard work. Let's save humanity. Let's save the world. And let's save the universe. And let's not have wars and conflicts ever again at all. I like you all, the young generation, to be change makers and game changers and do these ideas and this vision is something you should practice. Make it practical. I really appreciate it. Let's not talk it, let's do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes.
So,
I appreciate it.
with the permission of the Mama Mochi, sir, we can end the
Yes.
session, sir, now.
Yes. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate you all.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much. Yes. Good.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you. Thank you very much too. እንታም በመምጣት ደስ ብሎኛል። ተባረክ።